Stampers, this is Trevis. Thanks for watching today for Video Tuesday. And so today, I'm so happy it's March, but SaleABration's over. So that makes me just a little bit sad. But today I'm going to make a card for you. And this card is using an item from the SaleABration add-on. So in February, they added on more items, and Beautiful Butterflies was a stamp set that they offered as a free item. And I did not have it prior to that, and I got it. And then I had to get the dies because I end up loving the stamp set. So today I'm going to make this card. It might take just a little bit longer than normal, but I think you're going to enjoy it. It's a cool technique too. So less chatting, more stamping. Let's get started. Okay, so today I'm going to be using some paper from the online exclusives. And this paper is from the Mixed Florals paper. Okay, and this is the black and obviously this is the black and white side. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use some stamp pads, and I'm going to color these flowers in, and then I am going to cut it out into a butterfly. Okay, so I'm going to be using 3 colors. I'm going to use Berry Burst, Blueberry Bushel, and Old Olive. And so let's see, I probably need some scratch paper to clean my brush off on occasionally. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use a water painter, and I'm going to, I put a little ink on the lid. Okay, so if you don't have a re-inker, you can, there's different things you can do. You can, one thing you can do is you can use a block, and you can stamp the block in the pad, and you can use that as your palette. Or you can use markers. You could take, if you have a Berry Burst marker, you could scribble the marker in the lid, and you could use that as your palette. Or another idea, you could squeeze the pad, but unfortunately the pads aren't as thick as they used to be. And so they really, the ink doesn't come up as good as it used to, but you can still do it. I mean, it just takes a little longer to do it that way. My idea would be take a block and stamp it in the ink pad and use the block, the ink off the block. I don't really like to go to the pad. I've had people tell me that they just go to the pad and pull up the ink directly off the pad. I don't recommend that because it really waters down your pad, first off, and it really doesn't, to me, it doesn't, you don't get that much ink like you do if you have it like on here. Okay, so, and the butterfly is pretty big, so I am just going to actually color this whole thing. I know you're thinking, why didn't you color this ahead of time? I guess I could have. But watercoloring to me is almost as therapeutic as fussy cutting. You're thinking, okay, Travis, that's bizarre. But I actually like to water paint like this. Ooh, got a little water on there. I think I'll be okay. So this is obviously DSP, and Designer Series paper is not as thick as cardstock. It's a nice thickness because it's double-sided, but it doesn't have as much weight as regular cardstock. So if I had stamped all this on regular cardstock, you know, it would be a little thicker, but it's okay. It's all working out. Even if you get a little extra water, it'll be okay. If the paper curls up on you, it'll flatten out as it dries. Just saying. Okay, I'm almost done with the Berry Burst. And then I'm going to go to the next color, which is, okay, I'm going to clean my brush, get all that Berry Burst off. Now I'm going to go to some Blueberry Bushel. I'm going to color these flowers in Blueberry Bushel. I don't know what these are called. These little flowers, are they cornflowers? I don't know. I really like them. I think they're really cute, but I don't know what they're called. I think we've been through this before. Trevis doesn't know her flowers, her names of flowers. She really does. Ooh, that's really dark. It's okay. I really don't know names of flowers. Obviously, I know roses, and I know, you know, a few pansies, easy flowers, but I don't really know like really hard names. I know chrysanthemums. I like mums, but anyway, Probably don't need to color these on the ends and these corners because I think the butterfly's gonna cut those off. It's okay. We're just gonna keep coloring till we get them all colored in. And I do kind of like a little light and dark, so I really, really like black and white paper. Do you like black and white paper? I just think you can do so much with it. You can just leave it as it is, or you can, you know, color it in. Okay, now I'm going to use some Old Olive. A little bit of Old Olive over here. Ooh, pretty dark. Just over. I know these are bouncing and making noise. I'm going to try to hold them down so they don't bounce so much. Man, we like had the toughest winter this year. I'm telling you, January and February were like unheard of in St. Louis. Usually we don't have that much snow or cold, but this winter was, yeah, harder than most. But now it's March and looking forward to some spring weather. I'm gonna do this in green. Spring is close, so I love spring. Because the flowers come up, right? Okay, ooh, look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Hope you could see it as I was doing it. Yeah, so pretty. Okay, so now I'm gonna let that dry for a few minutes. And I'm gonna leave that blueberry bushel open because I wanna stamp something. But these two I'm gonna close. Okay, and then I'm gonna show you my little trick. I don't know if you've ever done this before. It's called partial die cutting. So what you do is, say you want to make a card that pops up or does something different. Okay, so this piece of cardstock is 6.5 by 5.5. Okay, and this is one of the dies from Beautiful Butterflies. And I didn't want to cut the whole die out. I just wanted to cut out part of it. So what you do is you take your platform. So you're going to do platform 1 and then 2 and 3. Okay, so you got 1, 2, and 3. Then you lay your cardstock down and you lay your your die down. Now I have I don't know if you can see, but I have a score line right here. So this is 6.5, but I have it scored at 3 1/4. So I am going to take my plate. Now our plates have a little bevel on the ends. And it really doesn't cut on the bevel, but like right here above the end is where the bevel ends, okay? And that's where you want to lay that down on your die, okay? And then you're going to run it through your cut and emboss, okay? You can tape this down if you want. If you're afraid it's going to move, you can tape this down. So what's going to happen when you run it through your cut and emboss, your die is only going to cut where the two plates were together, right? So this part, the plate did not come over here, so there was nothing for this, no resistance against this. So now when I fold this on my fold score lines, okay, you're going to see that only the part that cut was there, and that's what I wanted. So I had that score line as my guide, and that's when I laid my die down and I laid the plate on top, and then I folded it, okay? Now, we're done with that. But what I want to do is, I do want to cut this out of the die, okay? So I'm going to put this on my, I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to cut this out with my mini cut and emboss because it'll fit on here, okay? I hope it's supposed to, yeah, okay? So I'm just gonna cut this out, just like that. All right, and now I have the Beautiful Butterfly. Oh, did cut on the end. Oh, I didn't do it right. Wait a second, I'm just gonna I can see the line. I was going to cut that with my scissors. There we go. Okay, so it cut that out. So now I have the little antenna part, the body and the antenna part, and that comes with the beautiful butterfly dies. And I put some paper on the back, some sticky paper on the back, adhesive sheets, and I'm just going to scrape that off. Okay. And I'm going to adhere the body of the butterfly right there. And this makes it start to look more like a butterfly, right? Because just giving it that body. Okay, so now we have the butterfly with the little body. And I'm not going to put this directly on here. I have some layering I want to do first. Okay, so I have some more DSP. So this is more of the black and white DSP that comes in the, oh, what was, I just told you what the name of it was and now I can't think of it again. It's the Mixed Florals DSP, okay? So what I want to do now is I want to put this down. So I'm just going to adhere this to my card. I'm just going to go ahead and use glue, liquid glue. This side's gorgeous too, right? Yes, it is. So I'm going to adhere this to my, so it kind of looks like a mini slimline card, except that it has this. And this is actually going to make it, you know, a little deeper. So you really, So you really need, a regular size envelope for this because of that, okay? And then this piece, and you're probably going to ask me these sizes. Where's my ruler? Okay, so as I told you, this is 6.5 by 5.5. So 6.5 by 5.5, scored at 3 1/4. So it's folded in half. Then this layer is 3, just under 3. And just about 5 1/4. Okay, and then I'm going to layer this one, this next one, and this one is 4 7/8 by 2 5/8. All right, so this one's going to get layered, and I think layering this cardstock is really what makes the part of the card. So in my estimation, you don't have to do it, but it sure adds a lot to the card. Now this piece, this white piece, is going to get layered on top. So this is 4 and, let's see, it's about, I'd say this one is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11/16. 4 and 11/16 by 2.5. I don't know why. And I did run this through the Distressed Tile embossing folder. So this is a 3D embossing folder that's sold in the annual catalog. You can still get it. This folder is yummy. Use it a lot. This is one of my favorite embossing folders. I love anything distressed. Okay, so this is going to get layered there. Okay, and then I am going to do some dimensionals, and I'm going to pop up our butterfly. I'm going to use a lot of dimensionals. Now, there's a hybrid embossing folder that goes with this butterfly. And if you're so inclined, you could use that. If you want to have your butterfly textured and cut out, you could do that. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that so cute? Okay, I'm going to make this a card that says "For a Great Friend." And I'm going to use this. This is cut from the Mixed Labels dies. So, no, I take that back. Don't think it's cut from the mixed label dies. This is cut from Beautiful Butterflies, actually. The Beautiful Butterfly dies. And I'm going to use For a Great Friend as my sentiment. And I'm just going to stamp this in Blueberry Bushel. Like it. Okay, and I'm going to layer this right here. So I am only going to put dimensionals on the ends because this is already popped up. And if I put dimensionals on the whole label, well, it'll be doubly popped up. So I'm going to put a little adhesive right there. And then this is going to layer right here at the bottom of the butterfly. Oh, I just love that. I love that paper. I love how it turns out when you color it. Okay, now, I think it does need some embellishments. And Blueberry Bushel, let's see what I have here. Right there. I'll just bring all my little embellishments over. You can look at them with me. Okay, so this is Blueberry Bushel, and I have little butterflies. I have lots of other different embellishments, but guess what? I think I'm just going to use that Blueberry Bushel one. Well, I have this one too. So I have Tinsel Gems 3-pack and Tinsel Gems 4-pack. But that's Misty Moonlight. I can't use Misty Moonlight. I have to go with the Blueberry Bushel. Okay, so I'm going to go with Blueberry Bushel. And I'm just going to put 2 of these on here. I'm going to put one right there. And I'm going to put one right there. Give them a little push so they don't come off. And there's my card. Now, I do want to put something on the inside because that's dark. But I'm going to show you how this fits in an envelope. Fits so nicely in an envelope. Okay, so here's one of our regular size envelopes. And look, fits in there perfectly. It would not fit in a small slimline envelope because of this. Okay, so just giving you a heads up on that. All right, so this technique was called partial die cutting. And you can see the partial die cutting. Now, when I put something on the inside, I do want to put something on the inside to cover up these. They kind of look like bunny ears, actually, to cover those cuts up. So I'm going to put a piece of white cardstock inside to cover that up. So when you open it, those holes aren't there. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this card today. My name is Trevis Bossler, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri, and I will see you on Friday. Have a great week. Bye.